Okay, we are going to look at one of the best clusters, M44, the beehive cluster. So it's a fourth magnitude open cluster visible to the unaided eye as distinct hazy patch. Now that means in dark skies, not in city skies. And binoculars easily show individual stars. It's a 1.5 degree wide group. So which means you need a low power. If your telescope cannot do 1.5 degree at least, you're not going to see the full thing. And it's 550 light years away and it's 30 light years wide. Now you got to look for Pollux and Castor, which is supposed to look like two kids holding hands. On this chart, it's not really showing. I'll show you another chart. And here, it doesn't even show Cancer. So let me pull out this map. This is the Orion Deep Sky 600. Why I like it, it's about a 20 by 40 inch map. It's laminated. It folds. So this is great as far as portability. If you're ever going to plane, camping, cottaging, and you need something lightweight that would just show you hundreds of stuff, here you go. So let's zone in on Pollux and Cancer. Again, that's the head of them, two kids, and that's their arms. See the row of stars there? That's them holding hands. This is the body, her leg, her other leg, and then if you zoom in here, you can see his two legs right there. So it's like two kids, hopefully you see it, holding hands in the sky. Now, Cancer is really hard to see from the city, or practically, unless you're like green zone or better, you're not going to see it in the big city. But anyway, looks like a Y. And what you could do is star hop if you don't have any go-to from Castor and Pollux. It's about 15 to 20 degrees. If you have a Rigel, a Telrad would be much easier. So 12 to maybe about 15 degrees to 20 degrees that way. Use a low power, and then you can just sweep. If you can find this star in a finder scope or low power, then you should be able to easily see the beehive. Remember, it's fourth magnitude, so you can see it in binoculars. So you could also, because most binoculars have, depending, like a 6 to 8 degree field of view, you could just do like two binoculars views over, and you should be just about there. Now this one we're also going to try as well. M67 is harder because it's a smaller cluster, but also it's not too far away. So again, try to find this star after in a finder scope, and then you should be able to go there. Okay, guys, so let's try that. But yeah, this is a very good map when I usually carry this because it's lightweight, weighs 1 ounce. It has a lot more stuff in it. And on this book, it's just showing you roughly 1 to 2 constellations per page, because if it showed any more, the constellations would be too small. So, yeah. So let's go try it out and go look for M67 and M44. Okay, guys, so we are using the Meade 12-inch light bridge, and we're looking for the beehive. Now, first I put a 1.25 32 millimeter eyepiece, and it is so big it doesn't even fit. So now I put my Meade 32 millimeter 2-inch eyepiece, super wide, and now I put the 56 millimeter eyepiece to see this sucker. Let me see if I can just put the with the 2-inch eyepiece. There's no way the camera adapter is going to work with a 2-inch eyepiece, so I'll just try to put the phone to the eyepiece and hold it. I'm not sure it's going to work. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to show you guys in the eyepiece because it's a 2-inch eyepiece, 56 millimeter eyepiece. So it's really, really, really low. The only thing that's probably bigger than this is probably like the Hades star cluster and the Pleiades star cluster. But holding it to the eyepiece and to have the be on the exact beam that the light is coming out to, it's almost impossible to hand hold it. So it's a very large cluster. So try it out. The biggest, hardest thing is going to be actually finding it because there's no bright stars. So that's going to be the biggest thing for you guys to try to locate, type of thing. But give it a shot. What you do need is, if you don't have a 32 millimeter 1.25" eyepiece, you need to get one. And also you need to get one of these Telrad or Rigel. That makes things easier. If you have a 2-inch focuser, then you should get at least a 2-inch 32 millimeter eyepiece, a 40 or a 50, something low power, because there's going to be items that you're going to want to see that is just so big. If you're too close, there's no point. You know what I mean? You're not seeing the whole thing. You're only seeing a little piece of it. So this is one. Now let's go to M67, which is really close, like 10-15 degrees away. I'd say closer to 15 degrees away, but should be right about there. Now this one I think is a lot dimmer. I'm gonna have to put more power. So let me take out the 2-inch eyepiece. Okay, let me put the 32 millimeter 1.25". Yep, this is it. And the 1.25" adapter, and that should be closer. So let's see if I see it. Okay, yeah, there I just see it. However, in a white, I have the flash on right now so you can see me, otherwise it's pitch black. With the 56 millimeter eyepiece, I could not see it, it was too dim. But by going to a 32 millimeter, you're going closer, and so I'm just able to see it. However, I don't know if I could, it's really dim. I'm gonna put a higher eyepiece in. Let's try 26. This will be a little bit closer, and as you go closer, sometimes you're zooming in, so it's going to be the background is going to be a little darker, so you will see it actually a little brighter. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit closer again. Okay, now I got a 15 millimeter Super Palazzo, because this is a smaller open cluster than M44. That's actually not bad in the eyepiece. Now I don't know if I put the cell phone to it, put the camera adapter, and because it's like dim, I don't know if it's going to be able to show in the again in the cell phone. So anyway, so here's another 2 clusters in the same, not too far away. The first one, M44, the beehive, is really bright and really big, and then this one is dimmer. But, again, it just shows you what you can do if you get a big enough size, even from a white zone or a Bordeaux zone 8, you can do astronomy. And it's not just a few things, like just the Jupiter and Saturn, and that's about it. These are deep sky objects, which are supposed to be, like, impossible from a city. So most people say. Galaxies and most nebulas and, globular clusters, yes. But open clusters are much easier. And again, when you look at it through the eyepiece, I think most people will like it, and then that's it. So there's like literally hundreds that you can see. And again, I got the flash on, I got my curtain open, so lights coming on. I got like 10-12 street lights shining down on me. So I got it. It's basically the worst condition you can get, but I'm still able to show it. This time, however, I'm not going to put it in the eyepiece or in the camera and cell phone for you guys, but there we go. I'll try to do a picture and then show you guys after. Okay, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.